Yeah, but like louder because... No, but not the same beat. Yeah, okay. There you go. All right, guys, welcome back to the Mental Lab. I got an awesome episode for you guys today. If you're new here, make sure you stick around because we got an awesome episode. And if you don't know who I am, this guy, Charming. It's probably written all over the website and all this stuff. But you should be paying. See, I told you all the time. It just never goes the same way. But
that's like my life.
I say, yeah, exactly. You guys know my life, right? You know my life. You don't know her life though. But I'm excited because she's here, and I'll tell you after who she is. After she tells you who she is, because I don't want you guys know I like to let them introduce themselves to y'all because
Oh, are you ready for me?
I haven't drank that much coffee yet, but I'm already excited.
This is before coffee? This is you before coffee? So when I see you during the day, like, do you have an IV?
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that. I believe you.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Of course I'd be excited if I've seen me too.
Right?
And me being...
Do you feel that way when you look in the mirror? I can put a mirror like right there. I have like 3 of those mirrors.
I know. Well, I know that one. I've already used it a couple of times, but no, we can't put it right here because if we do, you're probably going to lunge in front of me to look at yourself, and then that takes the spotlight off of me.
Trust me, I don't need to do that.
Oh, hush it. Hush it.
I don't.
Well, I'm Christy.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, Charming.
Welcome to AA.
Cheer.
No, welcome to CA. Caffeine addict. What is it? Caffeine Addiction Anonymous. Caffeine Addicts Anonymous. CAA. Welcome to CAA.
I'm sorry, that face without... I know.
Yeah, this is before coffee.
That's without coffee, okay? No, there you go. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. I'm super excited. So I told you guys before. I told you guys before a lot about her. I knew she was going to be coming on a season this season. Coming on an episode this season. Coming into the podcast this season. There we go. Words. And so I didn't want to, spoil too much that she can talk about, and we can, she's an amazing person. So anyway, she is the financial therapist I've been telling you guys about. And there was an episode where I talked about, I think the first episode I did of the season, I talked briefly about, just my finances and that I was seeing someone, which is her. And then I think the following audio episode I talked about, I talked a bit more about it and like the different ideas and things that she's been helping me with. And then the follow-up episode after that, I talked about balancing your total fitness and whatnot, and how financial, like health and financial fitness is just as important as physical fitness and mental fitness and all the rest of it. You guys are there. If you weren't there, you need to go back 2 months worth of content and check it out.
Definitely go back.
Yeah.
Because honestly, because you're sharing your story, but you're also showing your progress through these conversations that we have and you're sharing, because every time you come and we talk, I see progress. I absolutely do. And,
thanks.
when you were in my office yesterday, and I'm just like, from the Charmin that came in my door the first time, and I'm just
broken down and defeated and just ready to give up on life.
If you ever come in my office and I'm like, okay,
that was the day.
We can fix this. I didn't do it while you were there. Okay,
of course.
No,
yeah.
I'm joking. I didn't because I wasn't going to take you down any further.
Yeah,
no. That's
somebody else has done
it
that to me before.
Yeah,
I don't need that.
Yeah, no. But to see the situation you were in and the initiatives you have taken and been proactive in helping yourself, because I can do this for you. I can make phone calls. I can do this. And then one day you will be a little bird that jumps out of the nest, or the little tadpole that bursts the bubble and with its little tail and does its little thing. And I need to know that you have an invested interest in this because you're going to keep going. And you are. Now it's more kind of like catch-ups and what's going on? Well, tell me this. Okay, what's the plan?
Or so I had a bad week.
Okay, let me tell you.
So they know everything as well that you know. So that's so hot. Okay.
See, that's why caffeine's dangerous for you.
Holy crap.
I need coffee. No, you don't. No, you don't. Somebody.
I'll keep saying I'm gonna start doing ASMR. I'm just gonna sip coffee into the microphone. I can make bank off of that. People make bank off of farting in jars and then close lidding it on ASMR. And then selling it to people.
Whoa. What's this?
People make money off ASMR.
What's that?
ASMR?
Yeah.
You don't know what ASMR is?
No.
It's like people with microphones and they come and they talk really quietly right into the microphone and you can hear all the of people's mouths. Yeah, I know, it's disgusting. And then like they do things like into the microphone and you can hear it and then or they like crack their knuckles. It's supposed to be like, what's that like word? I think it starts with like aesthetically pleasing. Yeah.
Pleasing?
And like people like listen to it to like help. Now that of what I just said, no, so that's like just a thing that's supposed to like help you go to sleep.
Oh.
Like that's what it started off as. Hey Google, what is ASMR?
According to Wikipedia, autonomous sensory meridian response, sometimes autosensory meridian response, is a tingling sensation that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and up the spine. A pleasant form of paresthesia, it has been compared with auditory tactile synesthesia and may overlap with frisson.
English, Google. English.
Right. So I think like the whole like whispering into the mic is supposed to like maybe make tinkling. I don't know. ASMR.
But I guess for some people that is very soothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you walked in the house and you said it's
naughty night, people.
yeah.
I will only charge $10 a sentence if you like this.
That's exactly how it goes. But see, don't do that too much because again, we might have viewers out there who are sexually enticed, and that can be sexually enticing, especially from a pretty.
For you people, it's only $20 a sentence. Be smart.
ASMR sleep. Okay, so when I search ASMR sleep, let's go. Aggressively relaxing. Right.
You will fall asleep.
No.
Aggressively relaxing.
I will throw the phone down.
Let's go.
It down.
Let's go 10 minutes in.
10.
Okay. So.
Okay, you remember the story I told you how I can be in a crowded restaurant and it's just da 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 da, and then I'm like, that person, I can hear them chewing their food. And now I want to make eye contact like, were you raised in a barn? I'm from Alabama. And people have this misconception that we're backwoods and we have no manners. But I was taught to eat with my mouth closed.
Uh-huh.
What is wrong with you?
It's okay. It's okay. I got something.
But now let me tell you what, I can't handle that. But what I can do, I can handle doing it for the right price.
Right. And people they have like OnlyFans accounts where they're just like rubbing two boobs together.
Okay, speaking of
like,
OnlyFans. Yeah, you lie. So, a fellow financial therapist,
Okay. Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
from a different location,
Uh-huh.
gave me a call, and we were talking
They're
about.
probably not really a financial therapist. They're just a financial person.
Yeah, they're not cool like me.
Yeah, advisor, as you might say, advisor. You're.
Oh, I wouldn't say advisor.
Oh,
I'd
even
say,
not even advisor. Oh,
Yeah, no, candy striper.
consultant,
Candy striper. They're
candy striper,
yeah, they're working to be a therapist. They've got the skills.
candy striper.
Please, you know what a candy striper is.
Ah,
Oh,
that must be a southern term. You got to remember, I'm a Midwest country city boy.
Okay, so way back in the day when I used to brief,
I thought you said breathe, and I was like, how do I subscribe to not breathing?
well, you know what? Now, while I'm thinking about it, as you can tell, I do have an accent. I do not hear it, and I apologize if it's a little thick. My thighs,
But
no.
Some
but-
people speak slower. I just, so, you know,
I
they'd be able
haven't
to
noticed.
understand. Really? Well, see, you do see probably lots of different people with different, like, accents and, like, jargon and speed styles.
In my head, I sound like everyone else.
Really?
Yeah. I think what I'm hearing,
That's
See-
how you sound and, like, what you put.
like I have to now really pay attention and enunciate because
Uh-huh. Because you hear
I'm
other
gonna go bacon, or I
What?
gotta go home. I gotta go bacon or bake something. You know, so I'm gonna bake a cake. I'm baking the cake. Bacon.
Bacon,
What
bacon
kind? What?
turkey.
Yeah,
like
right.
Bacon,
Are you putting
pork,
bacon in the cake? No, but that's a good idea. Why?
Well,
You know, but I'm like, but okay, yeah, but where's that coming from? And
Right.
so I'm like, so it's like Abbott and Costello, who's on first? Because they're like, no, you said this. I'm like, I know I said this. And they're like, no. That's like when I accidentally called a subcontractor Kristen for a year when his name was Christian.
Okay, see, well, look, with Kristen and Christian, like sometimes they can be spelled the same. And if they don't enunciate when you first meet them, well, especially me, because I got that whole learning thing that the way I learn it is the way I know it, like blue and green.
Yes. Yeah. So it's stuck and I
It's
really have to
stuck.
work hard to reprogram.
Yeah.
And so we would literally be sitting in a room and we're working on technical manuals and we're talking about parts of weapons and all that. And I'm like, got that? Huh?
Well, you deal with weapons? Dealt with?
Yes.
Oh.
The M66, hold on, MC, what is it? M16, there we go.
Okay.
And I don't know what the Marine Corps calls it, but
Okay.
before it was introduced,
To the Marine Corps?
yes, there had to be a manual written for it, and it's called the F and FOW.
Oh, and you helped write that? That's lit.
Yeah, literally sat in a room with SMEs or subject matter experts.
Oh, okay. There you go. Because I'm like,
Yeah, well, because
that's a crazy name for a person. Sneeze.
yeah, Kristen.
Right.
But I have to remember not everybody knows the lingo.
Yeah.
So, and they're holding parts, and it's like, yeah, we're going to call this
A carburetor.
a trigger. Yes. Yes, a
I know a few things about weapons,
Yes.
not much.
So, yeah. So I
Oh, that's
worked
cool. I didn't know
for, it's when I was up at Quantico, Razor.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did weapons, and then I did a parachute.
You made parachutes or you
No.
jumped?
I have jumped.
Like free will, like on your own choice?
Do you think I'd let somebody take me out of a plane against my will?
I mean, why would anybody? I don't
Let me tell
understand.
you, I've swam with sharks,
No.
whale sharks,
Wait, what?
whale sharks.
Like the mean ones?
That's a great white.
Oh.
Whale sharks are very huge, and they had the big mouths to suck in the plankton thing.
Like the one that was on Finding Nemo?
No, that's a great white. They're mean. They'll
Okay,
eat you.
So I have one idea of what.
You Google that. But with the plane, or with when I jumped,
Great
it was-
white? No,
Great white.
whale shark.
Oh, whale shark. Yeah. Sorry. We hopped in the plane, and it was what?
Why does this come up? That's such a whale shark.
You're so special. That's it. Except it's not.
It's not a toy.
It's not the toy. It's not.
But that thing. Okay.
That's the thing. Now, see if you can get a picture of it with a human being.
41,000 pounds. Oh my God.
Incredibly gentle.
That's terrifying. Like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying.
So, in the ocean.
You can fit in his body like 100
easy,
times.
like open a mouth and you can swallow me.
God, no.
And so I have somebody, with me, and we're doing it, and taking turns with the camera because we have an underwater camera. And you're making this. They're making that noise, and I'm like, what? And they're like, and I look down, and about that time, his mouth's open, and it's coming up. And it is like this close, and I could just...
Like, wait, his mouth is open and he's swallowing you?
No. He's like here to you. Like I'm floating in water, and there's about this much space between me and him. And he's coming straight up like that. So you put my hands out, and it just kind of glide over.
And that's thrilling.
It's exhilarating.
The anxiety attack that I would have.
I have major anxiety about certain things, but
not that.
When we swim with the sharks on the north end of Hawaii, we were in a cage.
That's scary.
Well, hindsight, I'm thinking I shouldn't have been the first person to say, "Okay, let's go," and like run and to jump in the cage.
Yeah, that's the first person who dies.
No, well, I am blonde with breasts.
Yeah, you're the first person to die regardless in a movie.
Yeah, I was just going to get easy.
And then it's me. After.
Yeah, you should have been there. Yeah, it would have been a great trip.
Right.
So, if you ever do something like this, pay attention.
Do something like what? Go into water? No.
You don't go in the water?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Now listen, this is the funny part. I will swim with sharks. I've jumped out of a boat to go swim with a dolphin. I've scuba dived, whale shark, all that. I won't go past here in the water.
Like a swimming pool?
No, out in the ocean.
Oh.
And I can't scuba dive any longer.
You can't scuba dive no more?
Mm-mm.
Why? Wait, why not?
Because motion sickness. I have the special talent of being able to vomit underwater. This girl, yes. Normally they'll tell you jump out of the boat.
You got like the snorkel thing on your face?
No, you're pulling the regulator out. And it's
in the water.
Yeah, the first time it happened, I thought, okay, this was just a fluke. And I had Raisin Bran that morning, so the fish were loving me. Everybody else, not so much.
Oh my God.
And then the second time, that was in Florida. The second time was out in Okinawa. They literally had to drag me back to shore because I was so weak from vomiting and then the weights. And I was like, and I did it one last time, and that was to swim with a whale shark. So, but I was starting to feel nauseous, and it was time to come back up.
Literal seasickness. And I heard the waters in Japan and Okinawa are like really clear, so like the people see like from above. Or even in the water with that. Oh,
it is. But the thing about it is, okay, not to go holy. Debbie.
Uh-huh.
All right, so Debbie and I will talk every once in a while about just God and just general things.
Right.
And I am a person, I believe there is a God, and but I don't go to church. And a lot of people are like, you're horrible. You have to go to church to be a Christian. Okay, I grew up in the South. Oh, I am a heathen.
You're a what?
I'm a heathen.
A who?
Heathen.
What's that? Because I hear heathen and I think heathen.
Okay, what's a heathen for you?
It's like a bad kid.
Okay, it's a heathen.
Okay. So you heard heathen when I said heathen? So what you say, you hear how everybody else sounds like you? Words.
And he's questioning me. Oh, this is going to be an interesting podcast. You're welcome.
Yeah, so, okay, heathen. You're a heathen.
A heathen.
You were a heathen.
Oh, I still am, depending on who you ask. But, hold on. Okay, so how did we go? Why am I heathen?
Church, spirituality.
Okay.
Not,
so, for the longest, I think I've told you about 8 months I was, do people know where we are located in the U.S., roughly?
Yeah, I think so, probably.
At least the state?
Yeah.
Okay. I was commuting from one part of South Carolina on the coast to the other side. Well, down the coast. And it was roughly
from Myrtle Beach down to
or Charleston,
and then down to
Beaufort.
I mean, yeah. Oh, they know where we. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I thought you meant
respectful.
pins the location.
No.
I turned geotagging off on some of these so they can't find exactly where I am.
Well, you might want to put up my address in case they want to send me checks.
Thank you.
No. Okay, focus. Okay, so I'm driving, and it's an hour and a half one way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's magical. The sun rises, the sun sets, the marsh. My church, I don't have to praise with everyone else. My church is the beauty and nature.
Yeah.
I'm not a tree hugger by any means. Don't worry, I'm not going to be out with, and if you are one of these people, that is okay. But Birkenstocks and hair everywhere, and I'm not that person. I'm not, again, nothing bad about that.
Right, yeah.
But I remember the first time I went to Yosemite, and you're standing there and you're looking at it, and at that moment you realize you are nothing. You're just existing, because there's so much out in this world that it's so large that it consumes your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I realized there has to be something much larger for this to be here. And so I find my peace, and where if I need to clear and be appreciative, it's a pretty sunset. Yeah. It could be people go to the marsh with me. People are like, oh my gosh, we've been here 4 hours, Christy, you keep staring at the same bird. But it's cute, and it's happy, and it's in peace.
Yeah, you don't know that though.
Yeah, and it's like everything else in the world.
About 50 miles down, get shot out the sky. I mean, that's just my unhealthy thinking, because you know how my thinking goes. Something bad is right around the corner. But you're right, though.
But you know what? That bird died knowing that this crazy blonde was standing there.
And loved and appreciated it. And was like, you're a part of something bigger.
Yes, you have centered me.
Things.
To make me realize and pull back that there's much more in life than just me. As far as like, I'm consumed with my emotions.
Mm-hmm. That
life keeps moving on, and
so
beautiful.
Question, because you obviously, like, she's my financial therapist, so I don't know if you would consider yourself like financially fit and mentally fit and spiritually fit, but based on a lot of things you said, especially you just talked about the emotions, would you say that you're a pretty balanced person? Because like I said, that episode that I did, I talked all about it, and I broke it down and what's not healthy within each of these different types of fitnesses and whatnot. What would you say about?
You do realize I sign checks for a living, and if I admit to something, that might take my check writing privileges away.
Personally, in your own mind. And like, what does that look like?
Spiritually, yes, because even my short commute from my office to where I live, it is very short.
Get ran over by a tractor, just like, oh my God, that cloud looks absolutely her purple and blue, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the person that takes out a palm tree because they fell asleep or they're playing with a phone. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like cotton candy in the sky. This is beautiful. I wish everybody could see this.
And then next thing you know, you almost get hit, and then it's like snap out.
Yeah, that's it. My life almost flashed. Oh my gosh. But it was such a beautiful sight, the last thing I saw.
Right.
So, yeah, at least I died seeing something beautiful and was appreciative of it.
Right.
Financially, I'm a little over a year from going through a divorce. And as anybody, or, has gone through a divorce, depending if it was, we both go down to the courthouse. I wish that was the case. It wasn't. Now, with that being said, I learned a lot from that. It cost a lot. And it takes you some time to rebound and get things reorganized and balanced back out, which I'm really happy now because I'm very blessed that I had a great support system to help encourage me.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise,
everything would have just gone down the drain.
No, it would have.
If it didn't, I don't know if it did for you, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could,
It was able to
just one thing after another. And then you throw in anything that could just, what I call life happen. Have a flat tire. You get a speeding ticket. You do this. It's just life. And that's why people are like, well, someone's so screwed up. They should have known this. Okay, so do you get in a car and plan on having an accident?
True.
They're called you do not hop in a car and say, "You going to be my new hood ornament today."
Oh.
Now, there's sometimes I think that in my head,
right?
But we don't get in a car with that type of mindset. Yeah. So they're called accidents.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to think of it, especially for forgiving yourself afterwards. That's a really good way to think of it.
You have to, and emotionally, I think I'm much better each day than I was yesterday. And because...
That's a good way to think of that as well.
I think, know a little bit about what kind of took place with my divorce getting me to that point.
Right.
And I have a friend who is going through the same type of situation in her home as I went through. And a mother that I am friends with who's watching her daughter go through it. And so...
Yeah. I can only imagine my mom watching me go, yeah. Oh, I know that has to pain all three of y'all. Because you've experienced it, and you're recovering, or when my friend was telling me about certain things that had happened, I remember just constantly, hey, and she kept, and I'm like, wait, you guys, I'm getting sick, and she kept, and I'm like, you're triggering me. Yes. And then she got quiet, and I'm like, this is happening too fast. You've got to give me a few minutes, let me digest, and let me get recentered, and we're going to talk. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of days later, because she went through, and she's a great friend, because I've had some serious meltdowns, and I'm thankful she was in my life. But she's like, being in the middle of it, I did not realize that the situation was as intense as it actually is until you said, this is triggering me. Mm-hmm. Oh. And then she was like, that validated, this is bad. And I'm like, this is really bad. Yeah. And that sucks, because it's you don't want to be that person to be like, well, this happened to me and this is going to happen to you. You want to be encouraging. And it's I'm seeing so much of it, and it does become so heavy on you, and you're you don't want that person to deal with and get to maybe where you've been or worse or things like that. So I don't want to see someone be broken. Yeah.
like I have been broken.
Sorry.
And I can't tell her, and I can't parent her. That's not my role. It's to be supportive.
Yeah.
And it's natural to say, okay, don't do this, don't do that, don't, because then he's going to react this way, and I worry about your safety.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is say, or actually ask questions. Okay, so you're going to say this. How do you think he's going to respond? Well, he'll probably say that. Okay, well, all right, so we're expecting this to be the case, and it sounds like it's the worst case scenario. How are you going to react to this? What's your plan?
You are so very supportive, and you do it the right way, because it goes the same way, like even when, us just interacting. And I'm sure it's probably the same way with lots of people in your family. Like, is it easy for you to do that same thing with yourself? And be just supportive in the same way, or as, I don't want to say cookie cutter, because it's not really cookie cutter, because it's emotions, and support and emotions are very dynamic, but you're able to say, stop. We're going to cut out this. We're going to cut this square.
Take the fluff out.
We're going to take the square, and then you're able to be supportive in that manner. And lots of people suck at that, because especially if it's something that they've experienced, their fluff, their emotions, their triggers start to kind of dictate how they support people. And which I think that's to a degree okay, but I've noticed what you're saying when you're just helping me out and being supportive of me. So is it the same? Can you do the same exact thing for yourself, or at least close to?
I'm getting much better. What month are we in?
December.
If you would have asked me the first summer of COVID, no. I had been beaten down verbally for so long, and now I'm not working, and I'm self-isolating because of the job I do. If I had to go to work, I did not want to bring something to the masses and be the cause of further headaches with people meeting mission. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm losing family members, every 2 weeks, and I can't go home and say goodbye or attend a funeral.
And this is back in that summer, first summer.
Summer COVID.
Okay. Mindset.
And now I'm starting to question: what if I lose my job? What am I going to do? Am I just inflated my self-worth? Yes, and because that was a coping mechanism when you're told you're nothing, you're worthless. No, you're stupid bitch. Sorry,
it's okay.
But yeah, at that time,
on my YouTube channel.
And you always hear certain people that have been in that experience that go, "Oh, I'm so much stronger now." Yes and no. There's parts of me that I am extremely a struggling emotional mess with having to deal with certain things that are still ongoing. But then parts of me are like, oh, think I'm a bitch. Okay, that's original. And, oh, you think I'm this? The man I love more than anything in this world has called me much worse, and I didn't even flinch. Who do you think you are to have
exactly
that inflated impression of yourself that your word is going to take me down? It might be taking me down internally.
But that's because of me. But
I'm not going to react.
Exactly.
I'm not going to allow you to control my emotions. I can work in what's going on in the insides after the fact. But I know I'm going to be harder on myself if I react. because
Right.
I'm feeding into, you're getting a positive reaction because now I'm engaging. Let's keep
Exactly.
going. Oh, this. Oh, well, tap, tit, tap, tit, tap. Boom.
Boom.
I just showed you.
Like,
Yeah, and it's like,
whatever.
so it's like, and
Yeah.
my girlfriend, when she was telling me, well, this happened, this, and then he said, I'm like, let me guess. And I just went, and she goes, that's exactly what I said. And she goes, well, and I'm like, no, here's the thing. I'm not going to say the word. You call me this. I know this is not true. Okay, maybe I did do something, but wait, that doesn't define who I am as a human being. So, yeah, no. What you're labeling me, that's not true.
So like a good example would be like, so everybody has like fallacies in relationships and things like that. So like, let's say for instance, like you stepped out on like your relationship or your marriage and like you were not faithful. You have sex with somebody else or something like that. And it's like your partner in the end is like, call you all these different things like
You're a whore.
and all right. And
You're not trustworthy. You are morally.
yeah. So like all those things, and you're just like, and now not that that's the case of the situation, but like for other people, because a lot of people do, deal with these kinds of things, like, and your mindset at that point is like, what is my worth? I know who I am. I know what I am. Yes, I did things. I think forgiveness probably played a big part in a lot of that kind of stuff, especially when, yes, I did do some things, but that doesn't mean that that's who I am. And what you're saying is just a reflection or
Yeah, it's one of those things, repeatedly doing things over and over. Okay, now we're starting to see a pattern. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's dig a little bit deeper here. But just throwing out labels or words or insinuations, that's your opinion. It's jacked.
but
It's your opinion. And you know what? I'm going to choose to not engage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, and I think you and I've discussed about how words can be vicious and how detrimental they can be in being cognitive of.
A few weeks ago, one of the quotes of the day in the audio podcast, it was, words are free. It's how you use them that may cost you. Yeah. And
that's it. And once it slips off the end of your tongue, you can never take that back.
Doesn't matter.
Never. You can use your words to build someone up. You can use your words to save someone's life. You can use your words to educate. You can use your words to crush people's dreams, to devalue them, to take away their sense of self-worth. So I can be all these words you want to call me. But what are you trying to crush me as a human being? What is the word for you?
Mm-hmm.
But I choose not to call you anything because you know what?
It might cost you later on to say those words.
And also, I'm not going to
For
give you any
yourself.
ammo to turn around to use against me. I played this game. I am
over
a pro.
And over.
Yep. Oh, yes, I am. Yep. I mean, that's.
But that's really good. Like I said, I think you're an amazing person, and just like the support and just like your journey. And I know it's always ongoing, but like where I see it is like you're in that position where which is good. It's a good mindset to be in, where there's things you want to still work towards and whatnot, but like you're at that position where you're like, okay, I'm aware enough of where my downfalls might be at, or where I might have, let myself slip in my own mind, but like you're work in that, and I think that's just so healthy, and it's good to see and like talk to or have on the podcast, because it's like, so last week's episode or 2 weeks ago episode, the last 2 books that was on the podcast, for like the 2 of them, I would consider them very like mentally healthy people and emotionally healthy people, and it was good to kind of see the contrast of what I see as healthy versus me what's unhealthy. And we talked about forgiveness and letting go of things. Mm-hmm. And they're like, when they were talking about it, I was just like, and it's just like that, it just breezes right over your head. Like, even when, like, I'm a forgiving person, but like still, even in the same case, like this happens to me or whatever, and it's just like, it sticks with me. And they're just like, no, it just.
Are you talking about them forgiving others or themselves?
Forgiving, well, both actually. And I was like, and granted, like they were like, yeah, it takes a lot to work on forgiving other people, especially if they do something that we deem like is unforgivable or whatever, we talked about that, and we got a good understanding what they meant by unforgivable. Mostly like, I'm not going to forget and I'm not going to let it happen again, but I'm not going to let it weigh on me. And I'm like, why can't I just do that? And I think that you're at that good balance where you're like still trying to figure all that out, but like, you know where you're going. And like, that's really admirable to see.
I don't know if you remember, we had a conversation, and it goes kind of forgiving others and forgiving yourself. And we were talking about this vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. I'm going on a downward slope. I messed up, but it made me feel good. But now I'm beating myself up even more because I did this and I know I shouldn't have. Now I'm further, and it just. And
now all of a sudden I'm beating myself up, and now there's
until you stop being your worst enemy, you're not going to progress. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I would like to believe I forgive and forget. Wow, this one's a really hard one because this has caused me to dig really deep inside. My love.
Like self-love, or just like the way you love?
The way I love people.
Okay.
If I love.
Wait, does that also include yourself? Or just like the love that you have and the way it's portrayed or the way it's put out into the world? Or I just want to be
I love others probably more so than myself, but I still love myself.
Okay.
But if you're in my tribe, circle, clan, I probably shouldn't say that. I am from Alabama. If I offended anybody, but you.
I didn't even give the trigger warning yet.
Yeah. If you would like to hear me talk like this, I'll do it for free.
Thank you for the discounts.
Yes, for anyone I might trigger. If he does it, then it's on him. But I am loyal to a fault. So my ex-husband's like, no, do this. And right now we're in the middle of a criminal case. And it's like, no, you don't understand. Although what you have done to me has hurt me physically, mentally, in all aspects. Having to go through this process makes me question me. Mm-hmm. How could I do something that I know that hurts you when I love you?
Yeah. I've been there a few times over. I get that. And
so I talked to my victims advocate, and she, unfortunately she moved, and now I have a new one, in which I'm sure she would be just as great. But she kept telling me my tenacity and also how I wanted to be fair.
Justice for human beings is really difficult. Justice and fairness. Oh,
So I wanted to be fair in the simple fact of is, yeah, I can allow my anger to consume me, to crush him as a lesson. But how is he going to benefit from this entire experience?
Right.
Nothing. If anything, he's going to be even more disgruntled
Exactly.
and be more resistant. So I'm not asking for jail time.
Right.
I'm not at what I've asked for is very, and if he doesn't take the plea deal, then I have the option, we'll go to trial. I did tell her the last time, if I have to go through this, if I have to relive this, I will ask for everything.
Oh.
Because I am being fair. Because one, at one point in my life, I wanted to be a lawyer. I do believe that our legal system does have flaws. It has loopholes. But it is what it is. We can advocate to help change those laws or improve them. Or we can also remember somebody's going to say, well, I would never do that. I would never. Have you ever been in that situation? We all say, I could never do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. Because this person I never thought could do the things they did. Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. I don't want to use the legal system to crush somebody, to destroy somebody. That's not what it's there for. Exactly. So if the shoe was on the other foot, do I think he would be like me? Oh. No. We wouldn't be sitting here dealing with this if that was the case. But I would hope he would afford me some of the fairness or keeping in mind of Schindler's List. I think part of my mentality comes from that movie. Schindler's List. And people are like...
I watched that movie forever ago in school, and I don't remember it.
And it's been a while since I've watched it. So if I'm off, I'm off. I'm sorry, but this is how it went in my head, and it's awesome. So Emmon takes pot shots at the Jewish people. Not dishonor them by just throwing a label out there. I hate saying, I'm saying labels a lot now. It's annoying me. Sorry if it's annoying you. And it bothers Schindler because it's showing like you have no regard for life. You're just, this is a game to you. He has this young boy that works in his stables. And you screw up, he's going to shoot and kill you. There's no if, what, buts about it. And he does something wrong with the saddle. And it's like, and then he kind of remembered. Schindler told him, you really want to mess with them, throw them off their game, change it up. So basically, instead of just automatically shooting them, don't. That is more the mind screw. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the torture. Mm-hmm. And he looks, and he's like, he could take him out. He could take that person's life.
Just like that.
I pardon you.
Yeah, that bothers people more.
But then it was like
that's what you're begging for.
That's
because you're afraid of everything.
Yes, but it's that whole where he's using it as a mind game. I'm looking at it from. Yes, I can be vindictive. Yes, I could crush you. But I'm not. Because I don't care to. It takes my energy away from me. Mm. You still have control over me because I'm... So not only do I want the fairness and hope someone would consider me in that way, with a clear mind, I also want the whole, I'm breaking the chains of controlling me.
That's good. That's powerful. Oh my God, I love that.
Because remember, I don't hate you. And I not love you. I'm indifferent. I used to say, I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care. I don't care. My aunt's like, no, this time of day, you might not want to walk around saying you don't care. Fair enough.
Yeah.
She goes, you're indifferent.
That's what you taught me.
Yeah, because if I hate you, that means I'm thinking about you. Hate takes effort.
Yeah.
And if I'm giving you that much of my energy, guess what? You still have control of my thoughts. You are still in my life. You're still controlling my emotions. So I don't have to hate you or wish you ill. I don't have to love you and hope the best. I'm just indifferent.
Oh, I really.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Chapstick drop. And everybody knows me and my
Thanks for letting me know with
chapstick.
the mics.
Oh, yeah. And anybody knows me and my chapstick. Like, I have a drink, my cell phone, pair of glasses in case I have to actually read something, and my chapstick.
So, before we take a nice little quick break, I want to show you this other ASMR.
This is going to be, if he ever has me back, we're going to do this.
Okay, so this, based off of what she says, about sounds and all those things, you're going to love this one. It's a mukbang / ASMR. You know what a mukbang is? A mukbang is when people, they get food and they like vlog and talk about things while they eat.
Are they smacking?
It just depends. Because some of them are comical, and then some of them are like just, they're just like...
You want to just reach through the phone and slap them?
Yeah, they're like, yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Yeah.
But this guy, he's doing a mukbang, an invisible food mukbang ASMR. Okay.
Hold on, wait.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, no, it's okay. I'll make this, and I'm going to put it on the video. Yeah.
He's eating imaginary food.
Oh, wait.
Shut your mouth.
It's ice cream.
I was about to say, I'm thinking he's eating ice cream or he's going to have a football.
Right. And people legitimately listen to this kind of stuff. And look, he has... What? Where's the views at?
It would be nice if he would put in the bottom what he's eating. Ice cream's a giveaway, but when you're doing this, I want to know what you're eating as well. Right. And I also want to see him do corn.
Like 30,000 views.
Well, great. We just contributed to his...
Or this one, he has the McDonald's.
And that grin he has on his face. Because he knows this is stupid, and one day somebody's going to pay him for that.
They are paying him for this. He's getting money for this. YouTube pays him. Right. Okay, so guys, before we move on to the next portion of the episode, I want to give a quick trigger warning, even though we're like halfway into the episode at this point. And
halfway already?
Right?
Yeah. Guys, you want more of this.
Isn't it? Right? Isn't it? So if for whatever reason during this episode thus far, because there have been some things we talked about, there was anything during the episode that you do notice is emotionally triggering or physically triggering, if caffeine for you is something you're trying to, work on and not be so addicted to, and us drinking caffeine is just like, look, what I want you to do is stop what you're doing, put everything down, and I want you to stand up, check your body out. I want you to take your hand, and I want you to count down from 10 and shake it, and then your other hand, and your foot, and then your foot, and keep going down all the way till you get 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, blah, 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 and then 9. And then start again, do it at 8, and then 7, and then 6, and then 5, 4, 3, all the way down to 1, and then eventually jump around. To get all of that out of your body. If you're doing it while you're like crying, you know what? That's a good time to do it while you're crying.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Somebody might pay to watch that.
That too, and you can make money from it. But we don't want you to make money from your emotions. Not. Taylor Swift does that. People do that a lot.
Well, I was going to say, you could pay for some pretty awesome therapy.
Yes. Oh, yeah. People do make money off of those. What? Okay.
No, we're not endorsing that.
We're not. Here on the Mental Lab, we endorse only responsible things. So after you do that, I want you to find your way to the website. As you guys know, officialmentallab.com/resources. There you can find over about 105 different resources, all broken down right now on the website. Also, there is our newest sponsor, the Addiction Center, which they're really big on helping people with mental health issues and addictions and how they intertwine with each other and getting people to a good, safe point in their lives. So you can check them out as well. I don't know if they do caffeine addictions, but they do definitely other types of addictions and whatnot. So
and who is this again?
The Addiction Center. Yes.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
Thanks.
So check them out. But hopefully after that, you can find some resources either for you or loved one, friends, family, all those kind of things. There's a bunch of phone numbers on there. I'm not saying that if you call or try and get help that you're going to get like emergency evacuated to like a psych ward. But a lot of times you can just get, some resources, some people like us talking to you to help you kind of just like bring the levels down and whatnot. So make sure you do that as well. If you like what you see here, stay around. We got a lot of different content. There's a lot of different stuff. For the most part, we try and keep things light, even though it gets heavy, but it's a good place to be. So make sure you like the videos. Check out the rest of the content. You can go and join our community. All you got to do is just go to officialmentallab.com. Got a bunch of stuff over there. Things are always growing. We want the community to get as big as possible because we really want to get word out about like mental health, stigmas, the fact that like fun exists in the world, even though the world might seem dark. So make sure you check us out. It'd be awesome to have you guys in the community. And before we move on, I would want to give a brief word from today's sponsor. Bam. Hey guys, really quickly, I just want to break away from the episode to briefly talk a little bit about today's video sponsor, which is Anchor, which is a podcast streaming service, and pretty much they're like all we use to stream all of our podcasts. You can actually utilize their tools to create a podcast, record on there, edit, add things in, take things out, upload, and they'll do like all the rest of the distribution work for you. And you can even make money pretty quickly. If that's what your goal is, you can make money in like 4 or 5 different ways. Listener support, advertisements, all that stuff is easy. You don't need to have a large fan base in order to start making money. So if you haven't heard about it, I would definitely go and try them out at anchor.fm, or you can download the app. It's all free to use, free to utilize. You don't have to pay really anything at all at any point unless you just want to do more things, which, there's nothing wrong with doing a little bit more things. But the app itself, the subscription, the membership is completely free. You should definitely check it out if you're looking to make podcasts. Also, they do have and are able for you to subscribe and listen to other podcast users and different types of things on the app. They also do video podcasts, which I'm super excited about because half this season is about video podcasts. So I really enjoy using them. Like I said, you should go check them out if you haven't already downloaded it. And if you're not listening to us through Anchor, you're probably listening to us through like Google, Apple, Spotify, which Anchor distributes everything to them already. So you might as well just use it. There's no reason not to. So like I said, make sure you go to either anchor.fm or download the app to your mobile phone today. So that way you can kind of get a little bit more involved in, making a little bit more money, having a good time, and doing some good podcasting. But otherwise, back to the episode. All right, guys. So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the more handsome, charming, whatever. Because I filmed at upstairs and like I wasn't bald and like.
Upstairs in the bedroom?
No, upstairs in my vlog room.
Oh, the vlog.
Mm-hmm.
The vlog room. I don't know. You think, was it Handsome Rob or Rick from the movie? The more handsome, charming.
I got like 2
upstairs.
studios down here and then upstairs as well.
Oh, so I'm right now just a first level guest.
Oh no, this is so it used to be upstairs. That's why I used to film the other ones from first season, and then I moved it down here to much bigger, much better studio. Better lighting, better audio, right? The fish and all that stuff. So this is the more premier studio. Upstairs is like where I do the audio, and then I got a little block for the vlog.
God bless.
Okay, so all right, guys. So like every other video, we always have a little game exercise to do, and you guys have seen this one before. About a month ago, I really, it's like I said, I'm filming everything now, right? And like I told them this, and so like they know this. Film everything now, but like then the videos all get spaced out. The videos and audio episodes are all like every week. Right. And so like about a month ago is when they saw this game once, like before. So because I did this game like
first. You've used this on another person.
Yes.
Wow.
However,
remember this if you ever want to date him.
It was
He's
good.
Not original.
Look.
Didn't see that one coming.
I bought this one for the podcast, and I had to. I find like certain ones to fit. So these ones fit.
Okay,
you.
And I will have to say, you didn't go. I don't know if there's a stack of these. These are a pre-selected.
Yes, they are pre-selected.
So he was like, "Oh, I can't wait to play this game because it's just perfect." And I'm
and
like,
right as we were doing the first half, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be good." I picked the right ones, and I like did random ones. Like I just pulled random ones because there's a stack of 50, and I just pulled random ones, and I was like, okay, yeah, all right, that one's good. That one's good. Okay, that one's good. But now I'm like, oh, these are perfect for the situation. Like the last time I did it was perfect for that other situation because that guy, that book, he had a lot more. He was more robotic and a 10 man in his emotions. Is what he considers himself. And so the cards that I happened to have picked at that point in time were like for specifically like they just happened to be like perfect for his scenario. But you have a lot more of an emotional awareness and fairness and judgment and balancing and whatnot. So these cards are gonna be perfect. So you guys know this game is called Supertheticals, like hypotheticals, but super theticals. I don't that box right there. 50 new questions for strange conversations.
Look, I don't need cards to help start a strange conversation. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Like right. So, what is this game? This is a game where the object is to get a deeper understanding of other people and a deeper understanding of yourself. The only goal is the quality of the conversation. The more details you're willing to provide about yourself, and the more honest you're willing to be, the more fun you'll have. We don't need to worry about the how you play. I'll explain those. So on these cards, a note about pronouns is for you because the people imagined in this game can fall into any category of identity. The only pronouns used are they, them, and their. Okay, so on these cards, there are different scenarios, okay? And there are scenarios where you're going to have to imagine a hypothetical person. So somebody that's not real, and you have to just fabricate a being in your mind with certain with certain
got that covered
with certain characteristics. They got a chair right with certain characteristics.
You see him too. See, he's the hostess with the mostest.
I'm the hostess with the leastest.
No, you have a chair.
I do have.
You have a chair for him or them.
Yeah. So there's gonna be hypothetical people, or there's gonna be specific people. So real people that you know, that could be whether in your life or famous or not in your life, but they're real people. So you don't have to fabricate them. You just got to think about a specific person based on the context of what the characteristics are that it gives.
Okay.
Okay. So I will describe them by saying, imagine this person or imagine this type of person.
Okay.
And so then I'll give you and I'll read it again if you need to. And then, whatever. So after that, after you got that person in your head, then I'm going to go ahead and give her the scenario.
Okay.
I give you a scenario. And then after I give you the scenario, it's going to be a question based on your reaction, the way you think, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
You'll see after the first one. And
what will I really see? Because this is an imaginary person.
So I picked a good handful of cards. So we'll see. All right. So I think this is a easier one. Yeah, this is an easier one. Okay. I think this is an easier one to understand. All right. So this is a hypothetical person.
Okay.
Okay. So imagine this person is quiet and solitary. Nothing about their personality is remarkable or memorable. They are smaller, but slightly older than you.
They're smaller.
Smaller and slightly older than you. Just other person.
Okay.
Right? You got that person in your head? Just this hypothetical
Okay.
being.
Do you mind going over the characteristics one more time?
This person is quiet and solitary.
Okay.
Nothing about the personality is remarkable or memorable whatsoever.
Okay.
They are smaller, but slightly older than you are.
Okay.
All right. So this is a long one, though, a long scenario. So this person is your coworker. Not a real person, but they just happen to now be your coworker. Right? Just this hypothetical person. Okay?
I would fire them.
Wait. Wait till the end of the
Game over. No, they might be my yin to my. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So your desks are adjacent, but your office relationship is cordial and distant. They never complain. Whenever anyone asks them out to lunch or drinks, they decline. The job is stressful, but they are competent. There is, however, one aspect to their personality that's a bit odd. On a handful of occasions, you've heard them become angry on the telephone, usually with a client, but sometimes with a coworker. Every time this happens, they calmly make the same threat: "I'm going to kill you." This has happened at least 3 times, but the rest of the behavior is normal, even if it's just boring. You mentioned this behavior to another coworker. That coworker provides an unexpected morsel of office gossip. 10 years ago, this imagined person was arrested and charged with murder. A trial was held, and they were found not guilty. 5 years later, it happened again. They're arrested and charged with another murder, but were again found not guilty. Do you assume this person is a murderer, or do you assume this person's habit of threatening to kill people is the reason they keep getting wrongly accused? Is there any part of that I need to read again?
Okay, first of all, let's go back. You said there was something odd.
Yes.
What?
So there is, however, one aspect of their personality. They're very boring, unremarkable, not memorable personality. That's a bit odd. On a handful of occasions, you've heard them become angry on the telephone.
Why is that odd?
Because they're very, well, the angry part isn't necessarily odd. The odd part is what they say, and that's "I'm going to kill you."
Okay.
Because that's kind of like, could be scarring and memorable for their very non or unmemorable personality.
Well, and so do I think
they're a murderer, or do you think they're just wrongly accused because of this habit?
Now, you know me. Nothing's just very simple.
Right, good.
Seriously. A lot of people do not know this about me in my past.
Oh, God. Please explain fast.
He did not. He has no clue whatsoever. No, I haven't killed anyone.
I pulled these randomly.
My former stepbrother was on death row.
Ooh.
Obviously for murder.
Accused or wrongly accused? Or well, that's the same thing. Accused and not guilty? Guilty or not guilty? Do you know?
Apparently he was guilty because he was on death row.
By the legal system. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I don't know what happened, because I don't know if he died. I don't know if they killed him yet.
No, because I guess I'll give a little too much detail here. He was the youngest person in the state of Alabama ever put on death row. And it was unconstitutional to do so. So after some appeals, reviews, so on and so forth, they overturned it, and now it's life without parole.
Okay. Wow.
a little savory bit to this whole
Wow.
curveball.
Wow. Okay.
So you really want to play this game? Okay, well, if they are a murderer, they're really good. Or they have a lot of cash to get a really good attorney to get them off. Now let's talk about gossip. My friend and I were talking about this today. I used to say in the beauty shop, because people think you gossip in the beauty shop. No, we don't gossip in the beauty shop. We spread the truth.
Wait, you share the truth, or you take the truth and literally spread it? Then
I like that. We tell the truth.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we're sharing the truth. Yeah, gossiping's lies, and what we know is truth.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Right off the top of my head, I wouldn't think this person's a murderer.
Okay.
Now, granted, I would Google.
The cases?
Yeah, now, if you want to get some details,
Yeah.
or you just want to know if I think this person is actually a murderer.
Oh, you can go with the details.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
because this is you're really going to get the nitty gritty, because people are like, how do you know this stuff? And I'm like, sick mind. See, I wouldn't Google the name or this. I would be very nice and talk to them, pick up little tidbits, like an interview to get to know the person. And then I would go into there's a law, an online search engine to look up certain cases. So you can pull tidbits, also check newspaper articles. And was this murder because of a car accident and that's why they got off? Or was it homicide, like they went in guns a-blazing?
Right.
So, I ask questions because I want clarification. I like the Marine Corps.
Hey, are you a murderer? Because I hear you saying this to the customers, which, by the way, you should probably be fired. But I mean, if you are a murderer, I don't want to.
I'm cool with it.
Right, we're okay. I'll help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want my cereal?
Right. I mean, I know you're a serial murderer, so you just have my cereal.
You have the Captain Crunch. No, but I don't think I would approach it that way. Although I am pretty abrupt. I would possibly would throw some hints, like, hey, you might not want to talk to clients that way because they could, misinterpret that.
Especially if you tell them your name and they say that, they might just do some research. And if they see that you had a case twice.
Yeah, like, hey, that's, if you want to stay with a company and you want to advance as your coworker and someone who sees potential in you, this can be detrimental to your career. By saying things like that. Is there something, are they saying something to you to make you react this way? Right. And if so, what is it? Because then maybe we need to address it on our side by marketing.
You are so fair and supportive, and that's good. It's good.
They might have somebody triggered that I can't hear. So, tell me the situation that's happening and why did you respond this way? Okay, well, you know what? Maybe they're upset because oh, wait, their free cable ran out because X, Y, Z. Okay, well, hold on. Let's step back. If we're getting a lot of complaints about that, are we making sure they're understanding what they're signing up? So we need to educate them so they don't attack us. Therefore, you don't threaten to kill them.
That's good. See, I knew this would be an easy one. Good.
That was easy. I never answered for sure.
but no, that's good because it gives a good mindset, of where you are with, wanting justice and just to be fair and give everybody a chance. Because a lot of times we hear stuff about people and it's just like, no, or even in that it could be bad because that guy might just be like, this is why I just don't come here and talk to nobody because I just want to come and do my job. And then people hear these things. And I mean, it's like, even like me, whenever I got stationed in Arizona, before I even got there, like I told you, they posted pictures of me and was like, this is the faggot that's coming, to ordinance and blah, blah, blah. I didn't tell you about that?
No, that breaks my heart.
Oh, and that was after getting kicked out of the band and all that stuff that happened. So I was just like, well, I guess I can't go anywhere without feeling, just being exiled, even before I get there, you know? And so I would understand that mutilation of this is the past that is still on me, even though I'm just trying to be a different person. You know, and I think we even talked about that yesterday with me trying to have this new identity of who I am and that whole past just sucking me away. Because now vortex. That's not me. That vortex just like sucking me and keeping me still. It's like now it's not me and my own thoughts that's just, you know, keeping me stuck. It's the things I've done, and it's like I'm trying to move past that. So that's a really good mindset to have, especially as a coworker, because it's like if I come to work, I just want to come to work, do my job, and leave. And that gives people, you know, options and hope and chances. But a lot of times, just how we are as humans, we don't have, like, that's why I said fairness and justice with human beings is so difficult because we're not, you know, fair beings. It's just,
we react.
Just not, exactly. And that's why I say you're really good with that, cutting out the fluff and saying, okay, well, look, but having that compassion, you have that. And that's what I see here. Yeah. So, yeah.
They might, because again, they might have been on trial.
Yeah, and well, they were on trial twice, but
you know, but it was gossip.
Yeah,
you know, it was not verified. And the other thing is, again, they might have had an accident, and you know, people are quick to just say, "Oh yeah, well, they were on trial for murder."
Yeah.
Okay, because you know they had been working a shift, they were tired and fell asleep behind the wheel, and plowed into a semi, or no, that wouldn't work, but a school bus of poor little children. It's horrible. So it was murder, but it was like it was an accident.
Yeah,
and hyped up. So yes. So let me give you the opportunity to tell me your story, and let me make a decision based off of that. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's find a specific person.
He's like, gosh, we got to wrap this up.
Oh, here's a specific person. Oh, no, it's okay. All right, so this is a specific person. So a real person that is a real person. I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so the case I don't remember reading all of this, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so specific person. So first, mentally select a very close friend.
Okay.
Got it?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I know it might sound scary because of the last situation, but okay. However, this is not the person who will be principally involved with this scenario. Okay.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So when answering the following question, imagine instead someone you believe the selected friend strongly dislikes, either openly or secretly.
Okay.
It should be a person from within your friend's real day-to-day life. So in short, imagine your friend's greatest enemy.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot. So yeah, imagine your friend's greatest enemy.
Or they just don't like them. Can they be annoyed by?
Strongly dislikes, and greatest enemy, and they just in their real day-to-day life. They probably don't have to like converse with that person every day, but their day-to-day life is they're not like, 10 years ago, or they pop up like every few years in their mind. Like their greatest, strongest enemy. Somebody that they very much dislikes. Can you imagine anybody? Or the most person that they dislike, or the person that they mostly dislike? Because I know lots of people might have, not much vendetta.
All right, I'm really like digging at the bottom of the barrel because. Sure. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Easy. Here we go. And this one is not as long. So while daydreaming, you come up with an idea for a brilliant invention. Mm-hmm. The only problem is that you have no way to execute the idea until a chance meeting with your friend's enemy. They can turn your idea into reality. It would likely make both of you relatively rich and famous, and the public would see the two of you as a team. Your lives will become intertwined. When your close friend learns of this partnership, they are more upset than you anticipate. So whatever you anticipate, more upset.
Okay.
Quote, I just don't understand why you would do this to me. they say, you know how I feel about them. End
Okay.
quote. How much does this affect you? And how would you make your friend understand your decision?
Easy, I'm rich. I'll get you therapy.
Yeah.
Problem solved. No. Well, one, I would definitely take the time to explain that I'm big on this is business. This is nothing personal. You're taking this as personal. You're making it personal. You can't. I am investing in my future and making sure I'm being sound and will be taken care of. Also, you know me as a human being, and you're my friend because you know the type of person I am.
Mm-hmm.
That I will not do something that I think
personally hurtful.
right. And
purposely.
this person might have horrible traits, which I can agree. I see why you do feel the way you do. Even if I agree or disagree, you're entitled, and I can see that. However, this business deal has nothing to do with that. I've checked my facts. I've done this to protect myself, and whatever this thing we're producing will not take advantage of people and their money and be dishonorable or, it's a scam or something. No,
Mm-hmm.
I will, I will give you my word. I will shut it down because I won't play that way. But I will not allow this to affect our friendship as long as you're willing to not. So we don't have to discuss business. That's business. Business is over there. Everything else, life is over here.
So that's I'm glad I brought that one up because one of the other
business
episodes,
together?
one of the other episodes I talked about boundaries and did a whole full episode about boundaries. And just for you guys, so while talking about boundaries, I talked about sometimes it can be difficult to explain boundaries and remembering that these boundaries are for you per se, but a lot of times some of the boundaries can be to assist and help other people. And I think like that is one of those, a good boundary for like a social boundary and a professional boundary to set, because you, in that case, you would have to set professional boundaries with your new business partner. And you would have to set social and personal boundaries with your friend. And that person, your friend might want to set boundaries with you, obviously, because like, let's say you guys have a big milestone, like a big business milestone. It's like, I really want you to support and come to this business party. But it's like, will the friend want to be there? You know?
See, that's where I'm sorry if I interrupt.
No.
But this is where
question.
I am conscious of, this is really big and you're such a huge part of my life. And I would love for you to come and be not celebrate this for me, be part of this celebration. You're part of this because you're part of me. You play a part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You help, so on and so forth. However, I also understand this could put you in a position that you're uncomfortable. And I will not be hurt if, I'm not saying I don't want you to come. What I'm saying is I'm giving you the option without me feeling a certain way because I love or I respect you enough in what you need to do that's right for you.
That's very...
It's putting ownership back on them.
Yeah. And I think that's just so like good and healthy like mindset. Like, so like this year I've learned about boundaries and how to, articulate them. And I was talking to them about like boundaries sometimes can be difficult to articulate because human beings and we have emotions and we are reactive. And it's like, sometimes you don't want to have to put another person in that position, but sometimes it can be best for, the relationship and all those kinds of things. And so, once again, it's a good idea for you guys to see just like a healthy idea of boundaries and how to explain what it's for something that's extreme, as that. And because it just goes to show like, even in an extreme case, if you can, pause and figure out who you are and what your identity is. Because now it's like, I'm the kind of person who, no matter what, no matter how big I make it, you know, I care about people and I'm supportive. And that's what I see and get from you. And like I said, that's why I was like, these questions are perfect. These supertheticals are going to be perfect because, so, okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Let's go.
I'm Miss America in training with these questions.
Oh, here's a good one. Okay. So, specific person.
Okay.
So, real life person. This person is whoever is reading this question. Me. So, I'm the person that she's thinking about.
Can we get some alcohol now?
I got some Malibu. Trigger warning again. You know, here in the Mental Lab, we only promote responsible alcohol and responsible drinking and responsible things.
And that was a joke. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I drink on some of the episodes. Yeah, and if you know you guys are triggered by that, there's resources for that. FisherMentalLab.com/resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we advise, please, do not use this podcast as a drinking game. For any time we say trigger or...
Let's not give them ideas. Let's not give them ideas.
I'm going to be the funnest guest ever. Okay.
Okay, so me, I'm the person. I'm the specific person.
They're never going to want us back together.
They're going to love us. All right, so I'm still reading this to you, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're dead.
I'm dead?
You're dead.
Then I can't hear you.
Yeah, look. Scenario. Be in the scenario halfway and then dead other half. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you're dead. That's the bad news.
That's
It is
for
the
the
bad news.
clarification.
But here's the good news of you being dead. There is an afterlife. You spend the first 500 years in existential solitude, relaxing and experiencing pleasure. So you're up there with these cotton candy clouds that you're just enjoying, and the birds and all this spiritual like love and solitude.
Look how I'm
Yeah.
oh.
So that's the good news. Why did I forget the word news?
Neat.
I just read it. I was like, that's the good news. So that's the good news. Okay.
That's the great news.
So you, during this 500 years, you paid no attention to the word you left behind. Okay. Which I could see that happening with you. Okay. But eventually you look back down at earth and see that this person, me, is being worshipped as a deity. There are statues of me everywhere, and the world's most popular religion is built around my identity. What do you think happened over the past 5 centuries?
Okay, first of all, I'm not thinking or wondering what's happening or has happened over the past 5 centuries. I'm sitting there laughing my butt off, thankful I'm dead. Didn't see that one coming. Plot twist.
You wouldn't worship me?
What are you talking about? I created this.
Very true. Very true.
No. What would I think?
Yes.
Well, first, I would think...
Because obviously,
What has
I've died, right? Because it's 5 centuries later. I'm not 500 years old. So obviously, at some point, I died, right? Like, at some point. But they're still worshiping me for
no,
whatever.
I mean, they're doing all kinds of things with science.
True.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm like, whoa. Is he gone? What happened?
Well, you're up there, but I'm down.
But, well, I'm like, wait, is this a lie? No. There's a part of me that wants to think, and probably would think, that you've done something that has changed people's lives for the better. And not like, I've cured this, or I've done this, and let's make statues or world peace. No, but you left a legacy of being a good human being, and people want to be that person, or they're a better person because of you. And that is not so much as a worship because, it's a reminder that they're still good, or we can still do this. So it's for encouragement because of what you have accomplished.
So that's one part. What's the other part? Because, I mean, I can only imagine if people were worshiping me, there's so much, you guys know, there's a lot of what I consider filth in my life that I engage in or engaged in or might potentially engage in that would...
The co-legalist kind of jumped in my head there for a second.
What?
Okay, nothing.
I mean, I could become the greatest porn star in the world. It's so great that people are like, that is how porn should be. And then they're like, he is the greatest representation of sex. And that's life.
Or it could be, you know what? That is a representation of what not to do for great sex. So we need the reminder everywhere.
And we're going to worship them.
No, they're not worshiping.
They're making fun of.
No, I'm joking. They're not standing there. No, I'm joking. Okay. So, but no, I would think first that you because you do care, and sometimes it's a great thing to care for others, but learning to limit it.
That's where I have a hard time, but yeah.
That's it. And it becomes destructive to ourselves. I can get involved with certain cases, certain people, and I want to save them, or I want them to see themselves as I see them, that I see hope. I see potential. You don't see it right now, but I'm listening to your words and I'm hearing it. I'm seeing it. And so I'm right here with you, right by side.
Words. Slogan of the podcast.
I'm right
words.
beside you through this process. And sometimes it goes on, and it's like, okay, hold up, wait. Why am I putting in more work in your life being better and you're improving than you are?
I see what you're saying. Right.
Then
it's like, and that's why I do have a lot of my fallacies.
That's when you just have to step back and say, okay, I'm more concerned or working harder than you are. So yet you have not realized but this is becoming detrimental. And I don't want it to get so aggravating that I become resentful.
Oh, resentment.
It's a dirty word.
All right. So we're going to do one more, and I will let you pick without reading them. You got 2 hypothetical persons and 2 specific people.
Well, let's do a hypothetical because we've done 2 real.
Okay. All right. And red or yellow? Or orange?
Oh, well, if it's orange, we're going to go orange.
Yes.
War Eagle. I feel like the kitty cat at the Chinese kitty cat. The good luck kitty cat.
Oh.
War Eagle.
All right, here we go. Last one, guys. Last one. Make it good. So, hypothetical person, not a real person. This is a person created through genetic engineering. They are devoid of personality and physically average in every single way. They can speak and think logically, but are otherwise intellectually blank. They have no opinions, no sense of history, or sense of self.
I would be a murderer.
No, this is a hypothetical person.
There would have been a hypothetical death.
Oh, you want to kill this person? Okay. So we got this person. So devoid of personality, but physically average. They're like, so their body exists basically. And they can think and speak logically, meaning So I'm assuming that's like everything that they say and think is logical and basically like now, but they have no anything else. They're intellectually blank. And
So it's like a blow up doll with recording.
yes. I would say, yeah. Right. So hypothetical person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hypothetical blow up doll.
So this person will do whatever you tell them to do and behave, right?
I'm liking this
Speaking
blow
of blow
up
up
doll.
doll, right? And behave however you instruct them to behave.
I would be in so much trouble.
I'd be having a very good life and I would need no man. They are, in almost every respect, a robot. They have no name, no agency, no legal rights, and are not protected by the law. But they are still human. They have all the needs of a regular person. So,
Food, the basic, yeah.
all the needs. So if that means like romanticism, I don't know if we need that.
No.
I don't know what all we need, but
Okay, go ahead.
okay. So they have all the needs of a regular person, feel pain and pleasure, and have the ability to learn. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this person now lives in your house. You can do whatever you want with them without repercussions. What do you do? Consider the person's mental limitations if you choose to release them into society.
Okay, do you know this hypothetical person is a child?
Mm.
They feel pleasure, pain.
Mm-hmm.
You have to teach them.
They can learn. They can speak. They can speak and think logically, but intellectually blank. No sense of history, no opinions, no sense of self. And you can do it. They'll do whatever. They will do whatever you tell them to do. Kids don't always. And behave however you instruct them to do. Kids also don't always. But,
But you can do whatever you can to force them without any repercussions.
Kids, you know what? Yeah. Right?
I'm not, by no means am I condoning
Like
this.
a
I'm
child.
just saying, like, what kind of sick person's writing these questions? No, or what kind of sick person goes, they're talking about a child, right? Okay, so I apologize. What was the question again?
All right, so this person now lives in your house. You can do whatever you want with them without repercussions. What do you do? And consider their mental limitations if you decide to just release them into society.
What do I do? So do I keep them and mold them to be my whatever I want?
Like robot. Or
and never let them outside? Or do I make
You could maybe let them outside. I mean, you could let them outside. But just releasing them to just go into society, just consider their mental limitations. That's all. They're not saying you can't.
And this is a human, not a robot, not like I'll be back, a Terminator.
They're sentient beings.
So I can't kill it.
Or you could.
Oh.
Yeah. No repercussions on you.
Man, that's a hard one. Because, I know a lot of people are like, that's not hard. This is what I do.
Hard,
but to me, this is hard because, well, one, I don't have to raise nothing at this age. I don't have to start and try to teach common sense. I do it daily. No, I'm joking. You know the line of work I do with my demographics. No,
I could not even imagine if that person was living in your house.
Oh my gosh.
But that's the point. They're living in your house. So they might just walk around and be like, oh, what's this? And then drop it in this glass, like your favorite glass vase with like your grandparents' ashes in it or something like that.
No. You don't touch anything. You don't look at it. Like a right. you don't.
So they don't touch anything. And so let's say they don't end up making food ever for themselves, or like they don't even want to, they lay on the floor or they stand up to try and sleep because they don't want to touch the bed and get it messy.
Well, it could be one of these of guiding with bumpers, if you will. It's okay. You can touch things, but let's discuss certain things. you can drop and it will be fine. It will not change shape. This. But there's other things that are not like that. We must touch everything gently and securely, and
So it's kind of like the motherly side of you that just like would come out.
as long as it was smart and following directions.
Because I'm telling you, I read that question all the way through before, and I was just like, I cannot get sex robot out of my head. But
you can't say robot because it's a human being.
Because you know me.
But see, and that's the hard thing, because it's like, well, if it was like, artificial intelligence and, okay, you can kind of play that off, but then you worry, well, would I really do that? Well, oh gosh, I'm a deep thinker. Am I a sex trafficker? Or am I doing something that is detrimental, not only just to myself, but
what they think life is? Because
then it leaves you to question, well, wait, if I would do this, but yeah, I know it can stem off to this. Does this make me kind of like them? Boy, if I didn't come here to make you feel bad with your thoughts, but no, that's how I process things. I don't know. I think that's a hard one.
Yeah, I would make them a sex robot. And I would think about it later on, about how lonely I am. But you know this. We've talked about this.
But you would teach them conversation.
Yeah, that's true, because I do enjoy talking to people.
I would put them in front of YouTube and let them learn everything. No. They get to watch my watch list.
Okay.
And learn how to do everything I want to do. So they can teach me. Uh-huh. Or I could say, no, skip 60 seconds because I don't want all the yeah. And just tell me how to do it. Demonstrate.
Become the best repairman ever in the house. Can fix everything. That'd be right.
Yeah, and maybe they can, and then you have the ability to teach someone to be a good human and maybe share their story of, I turned this into this, and they're going to,
I want to put you out into the world. Go be the best porn star you can be.
Yes.
Based off of what I taught you.
And then the porn industry goes,
and then I'm never a deity. That's getting worse.
I won't be laughing in heaven. I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I want to, hear from you guys. As always, just you can comment on the videos. We have the forum on our YouTube or on our website with all this stuff. So I would love to hear some of your answers and your explanations to some of these questions. But overall, from today's episode, I did learn a lot about you. You did talk about a lot of different things, especially when it comes to spirituality, balance, moving past, certain things in your life and overcoming. If you had any words to give to somebody that's kind of been in your shoes, what kind of information or words would you give them?
Be forgiving of yourself. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Mistakes are lessons. And it's how you rebound from those that is what it matters. It's not because, this happened. Yes, it happened. But how did you rebound from it? Did you allow it to pull you down and be at vortex? And you weren't living life. You weren't sharing your story or possibly helping prevent someone to go down that same path because you can't forgive yourself for allowing that to happen. Sometimes it's not allowing, it's just circumstances. So be forgiving of yourself. And although I shared part of my story, there's still stories that I keep very guarded Because I do worry about what people will say. Well, what did she do? Or that, I will be judged by it, or I might not be ready to discuss it. But when you feel confident in your life's journey and the situation you've experienced, share your story with someone else, because what might seem very minute to you, or how you handle it, or what you went through, it could save someone else's life, knowing that someone else has gone through the same thing and they made it, or they're not alone, or they're not a freak, or they're abnormal, or they're not put together because this is happening to them. Though, again, it seems like whatever, it's not that big. Sometimes it's the simple acts that actually can save someone's life. So those are you said a thing, but those are two things. Be forgiving of yourself and share your story.
I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Granted, I'm sure you guys appreciate, her being here. I very much do. I just really appreciate you. You really helped me out a lot, like even just the last few months of knowing each other. So I'm really happy that you were able to come and share your story. I know for a lot of people, it can be very difficult to stand or sit in front of all of this and just, put forth a story out to, the world potentially. Hopefully, eventually it's the world. But I'm very just proud of you and thankful and appreciative of you. And I'm sure in a few months when you look back and you watch the episode and you're like, I really said that?
Oh, I'm already like that.
Yeah. And you're just like, oh, wow. But 10 years down the line, I mean, this kind of the power that you showed and the vulnerability as well that you showed really helps a lot of people. And just like you said, sharing your story could change somebody's life. That's really what the goal of this season is, really the podcast. And you do that probably every day, at least that I see you. And I'm really thankful of you for that, because definitely saves at least my life. And I'm really glad that I can bring you here and have you help with other people's life. I'm not going to cry today.
I know, right? We went from one end to the spectrum to we're a Lifetime movie.
I know.
But and see me taking over his show.
As you should.
But, because it's about me,
it's
right?
You're the book.
And I'm always looking at the camera like, let me talk to you. If that's weird, I apologize. You probably like me talking into that too, huh? I know you always think you're a guest, but let me take a moment to say thank you. I know you've gone through a lot. It has not been easy. It has been a journey for you. And without you having to go through the hardships and the depths that you have gone through, you would not be here today sharing your story and having a passion to put yourself out there that could possibly save someone else's life or make someone go, wow, I'm actually okay. This is not.
Or I'm not okay, but that's okay.
That, you know what? That as well. That as well. So thank you for not giving up when, a lot of people have been like, well, it's just been easy to give up. Yes, but it takes a hell of a fighter to keep on going and getting up every day when you see a wall. Thank you for allowing me to be not only a part of your life, but a part of your podcast, because I know how special this is to you.
Thank you.
So,
you guys know how to do well with compliments and affection and all that stuff. So, but thanks. I really do appreciate it. It's a lot, and it's something I definitely am happy. I mean, and the season is the season's coming to an end. I think this is, like I said, you're the last live the last live podcast. The next two are virtual, and I'll end the season with my story, and that's gonna be rough. But looking back, it's been great, and I'm really happy to have you. I'm really happy to have you here. So I really appreciate it, you guys. As you know, there's always things I take from the episode that the books say that I like a sentence or whatever, and I put it towards like merchandise, and I have it, all the books are going to have their own little profile on the website. So that way, anybody who enjoys the books, they can go to the website and they can just like see a picture and see a little bit of a blur. So eventually I'll, get more information from you about that. And if they want to, contribute to, the website and to the community with like whatever, just a couple like words of encouragement every now and again, or whatever the case may be, you guys are very free to, because we want that you guys sometimes enjoy that continuity and like people just like this person I get them, and I would love to hear like something from them every once in a while. Not all the time do I have the time to do podcasts all the time and have everybody on all the time, but it's definitely something that people enjoy. So make sure you guys do check out the community. And we just love to have you a part of it. And if you know anybody else who could benefit, make sure you also share this kind of stuff with them. But with that being said, that's all I have. And really appreciate you.
That's not all you have.
I have more.
You have so much more.
Yeah.
That's all you have for this podcast at this moment.
That's all I have for this podcast at this moment. I probably have more, but so.
Yeah, he's keeping me on a time limit.
No, I'm not.
own.
There is like some podcasts that I watch and they're like 3 hours long and it's so good. It's like every minute of it, I'm just like, and like it's been like that the entire season, and it's just always so good.
3 hours?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't
ours
been
are normally
going to
about
3 hours.
Ours are normally about an hour and a half to about 2 hours.
So mine wasn't that good.
What do you mean? We're at
You're saying 3
minus
hours.
the break that we took. We're at 2.5 hours. So ours will probably be right around 2 hours.
Then it will be the best because we stayed on track and
Yeah, completely on track.
a murderer, imaginary friend.
But thank you, and thank you guys. I want to give a special thanks to anybody who made it all the way to the end of the video, the end of the podcast. A huge thank you to you guys for supporting. And with that, I guess you guys will hear from me next week. Adios. I mean, I want to make another one tomorrow, but you guys are next week. You already know. But yeah, anyway, so y'all have a great week, and hope to see you guys back next week with another episode. So,
Bye.
adios.